Save us.
Oh my god, man! Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? I'm pretty sure you did.
I was there.
Oh boy, Diablo 4, man. Diablo 4. It's finally a thing. It looks as I think we can speak for everyone here. It looks as we all dreamed, right? I mean,
pretty much. I don't think I have.
Whoa.
So far, I don't think I have a single complaint about how it looks. It looks. I had nightmares about this, and it's so good, man. Like those gory things, those dark colors, that oppressive atmosphere. That's just how I remembered playing Diablo 2, man. I was like scared out of my fucking mind, going around the corner and like 20 demons popping. I was like, oh my god, demons!
It's been a long time coming, man, and I absolutely love their catchphrase, "See you in hell." I think
that was a nice touch.
A brilliant touch over there, I might say. It has been a long time coming because a lot of the player base wanted a Diablo original, so to say, like how it used to be back in the day. Yeah. And as we went ahead and looked at the panel, the first
unveiled panel, yeah.
Oh boy, there's a lot to talk about there. So the first thing now, there's not gonna be an order here, but one thing that I was excited about because I was actually editing while listening in the background to what they were saying. So the rune system is coming back, but the rune system as it used to be only hyped up and a bit more modified for the 2020.
They did say that they were inspired by the Diablo 2 rune system and that the new rune system kind of works on a trigger effect type mechanic. So I'm thinking Mechagon rings.
If you play World of Warcraft,
you have a condition, and if that condition happens, then you get a trigger, and you can have different rune combinations from different armor types, and it affects your build differently. And talents are back, man.
Oh boy, I was so hyped for that because the talent system they had in Diablo 3 was interesting at the beginning, and it had a lot of variables, but at the end of the day now, if you look at it, there's always cookie cut. The one thing with the talent tree added, I think it's a major plus they're doing this shit, it's a non-linear campaign. I love this choice thing, man. You could play
it's an open world. It's an open world, and you have hubs, kind of like in Path of Exile. I'm not sure how we didn't go into the systems yet. That's tomorrow. But I'm not sure how interaction with people will be outside of the hubs. But inside the hubs, you can form parties. You can get trades.
Trade with players.
Finally, Stone of Jordan, everybody. Oh my god. And you can form parties. And this is what I found a little bit interesting. We can form parties to do world event, which kind of seem like world bosses. There's like this big-ass world.
I'm down.
Big-ass demon
if
boss.
the loot is okay.
And what was really interesting while they were showing the footage, I'm not sure if this is valid through all the game or only specific scenarios, the camera was super zoomed out because the boss was super big, and to encompass like that whole action, the camera will zoom out. If you can do that in specific situations to basically see more, or if that just happens during events, that's a really cool little flavor that they added there.
Man, I'm telling you, this is the thing. So previous leaks about Diablo 4 did mention a lot that they have been inspired by Lost Ark. Now, all you ARPG fans out there probably know about this. It's basically a Korean ARPG that has launched over there. They're prepping a launch for the Western audience as well. But the thing about Lost Ark is it's built as an MMO ARPG where there's like a non-linear story to go for. There's hubs, there's trading. It's much more of a social interaction, and it's not limited to, hey, you got to do the campaign first and then you got to do the end game. No. And I love this model, and I'm happy that they implemented this within Diablo 4. I think that would be amazing because at the end of the day, you have players who enjoy the fucking solo shit, like Lone Rangers or whatever.
Yeah, and then you can definitely do that still in Diablo 2. And I'm Diablo 4, Jesus.
What?
I said
what
Diablo 2. Why would I think of Diablo 2, I wonder?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But because I really like the solo aspect of Diablo. I mean, that's kind of you feel like the adventurers stumped against the world that tries to kill you. That's a really cool feeling, and it feels like they're giving that back. And one other thing that I wanted to touch upon that they didn't actually talk about, I'm not sure if they're going to talk about in the future panels, but the menu. the art style of the menus, the color palette, it's not, so if you think of Diablo 3, there's contrast. Everywhere you look, there's contrast.
Saturation, a lot of saturation.
So it pops.
Yeah.
But here's like, everything is like
Faded.
part of the world. You feel like you're gonna get lost in the world. The color of the menu is the same as the ground around you.
Yeah.
The icons are simple, yet they have really cool art about
They have
them.
identity.
Yeah,
They have the right identity.
And it doesn't feel like everything is popping. Everywhere's popping. There's none of that. It's calming to look at.
That's another interesting thing, because the new game director, when he came to the lead of the Diablo project, the new Diablo project, one of the core pillars he wanted to implement was, and I quote this, embrace the darkness. Oh. So that was like the get-go right from the start. Yeah, that's one of the pillars that they used to build up Diablo's heaps. So no more kiddie stuff, no more appealing to other markets. Wink, wink. This is some greedy shit, man. I believe this is the most goriest and darkest cinematic.
I was actually thinking at one point, yo, the social justice warriors won't like this stuff, man.
Hey man, it is what it is. You gotta create some controversy. But
fight for me.
Just think about it like this, man. The Diablo franchise has been built up and has been assimilated by fans all over the world because of that initial Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 gritty medieval dark shit.
They had a huge dark kick.
Yes. And I'm not saying that the graphics look outdated. No. They look fantastic.
They're polished as fuck.
Yeah, man. And one of the things, did you notice they mentioned a lot of dungeons?
Yeah, and I'm hoping they didn't talk a lot about it in the unveil section, so I'm hoping we're gonna get more scoops on that. Yep. They did say dungeons are dark, and they are dark. It seems like I do feel a little bit throwback to the light radius in Diablo 2, if you remember that you had.
Oh yeah.
When it became dark, you only saw as long as the light radius had, which nobody cared about at the time.
But it added to the atmosphere.
Yeah, right? It definitely added like you could see the edges of the darkness, and you couldn't see a single thing in the darkness, and it feels like it's kind of the same thing. And what was really cool is that sorceress, the lighting effects of the spells actually light up the dungeon.
Well, yeah,
and I don't know if there's
the light, right?
Yeah, and I was a little bit on the edge when they initially talked on the fence when they initially talked about the lighting, the fact that the sorceress can light up the dungeon, because it kind of reminded me, oh, is this gonna be like flashy like Diablo 3? But no,
it didn't look like that.
It's no. It's the lighting doesn't travel very far, and it feels very natural. It feels very natural.
Well, right? Like we're talking like a bunch of fanboys like hyped up. Man, the truth is, all presentations look amazing, and we don't have nothing to base our opinions on except what we have seen. Sorry, and it does feel and it does look like the proper Diablo game they should have released a long time ago.
They learned their lesson for sure.
Now, what can we talk about release time, man? They
didn't say anything about the release time yet. Although my speculation, and until we can get a clear date, I don't think that they're gonna say, because in the opening ceremony they said, and we will release it sometime. They said something like super blizzardy, super vague, but. I remember a couple of articles from last year's BlizzCon that they planned to announce at least Diablo 4 at last year's BlizzCon, but they kind of scraped it off in the last couple of months, I believe. Sad. So I'm thinking that they were planning to show that. That means they were working on something, but they didn't finish it in time. So with that in mind, I was hoping that they would release it early 2020, late 2020 at the very latest. Well, normally, it would be in 2021 at this rate. Whenever they announce a new game, it comes like a year or more after. But I'm super hoping that it's going to be.
I think we're all hopeful that they're going to have a 2020 release. The thing is, from what they've shown, it appears to have a lot of stuff already tied in pretty nicely. They have the 3 classes introduced. They have 2 more to be implemented within the game. Yeah. Of course, it does sound like a much bigger project than Diablo 3 was. Oh. So that takes a lot of testing, a lot of beta stuff, and reiterating on a lot of shit. But overall, the impression was like jaw-dropping. I mean, honest to God.
Like the guy in the cinematic, right?
Exactly. Well, he kind of moved it to the left a bit. To the left. But yeah, great job with the presentation and cinematic for Diablo 4. We're super hyped for the next information we're going to have, and you can be sure you're going to get some more on this channel right here
on Marcelian&Online, baby.
That being said, thank you so much for watching. There is a lot more stuff coming to you, so you better stay tuned. Click that subscribe button, notification, all of that jazz you already know. See you very, very soon.
That BlizzCon is not over.
No.
Take care.
You are, you